All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the other side of rock bottom, where we talk real recovery, raw truth, and redemption that rises from ashes. I'm your host, Kathy, and tonight we're celebrating, y'all. Tonight's guest is one of those beautiful souls who walked through the fire and came out shining. She just reached a massive milestone. Today, y'all, let's give it up for 1,000 days clean and sober. Welcome, Miss Abby, to the show. You are such an inspiration. Welcome, dear. All right. So, first, I'm grateful you're here and congratulations on the 1,000 days. That's no small thing. What does hitting that number mean to you?
Sorry. 1,000 days is proof that I didn't just survive, I transformed. 1,000 days of blood, sweat, and tears. 1,000 days of continuous effort and rebuilding. 1,000 days of facing my demons, my shame, my guilt, my trauma, my heartbreak, and choosing not to let them define me. Today, I finally feel aligned with who I'm meant to be, and I'm proud of myself. I'm honored, really, because I didn't just quit something, I became someone. I've manifested miracles and uncovered parts of myself that I thought were no longer there. And I couldn't have done it alone. Treatment, mental health care, community, boundaries, grace, and the love of people who saw the light in me when I didn't. It really took a whole village. I stay grounded in gratitude. I give back through volunteer work. I protect my peace and I choose joy even on days when it doesn't come easy. I'm not just 1,000 days sober, I'm 1,000 days free.
Oh, amen, honey. Amen. And thank you so much for sharing that. That's so beautifully thought out, man. And what is it? What's the most surprising part of 1,000 days to you? If you had to pick one thing, because I know there's many, but if you had to pick one thing that surprised you the most about recovery to date, what would it be?
How much fun I can actually have sober.
Okay. All right. Good deal.
I never really thought, but especially when I was in active addiction, I never thought like sober people were fun. I kind of thought they were boring. I'm like, just have a drink, lighten up, do a drug, kick
The
back,
things
release
we
your
tell
mind.
ourselves, right?
Yeah, right. Like that's how you have fun. No, I have way more fun actually sober.
What do you do for fun?
I craft.
Oh,
Um, I garden. I hang out with friends. Go to drive-ins, museums. I love art. Um, really anything that I would have done drunk too. So like going out karaokeing. I still do it sober and I love it. Going to concerts, music festivals, things like that.
okay. Awesome. Awesome. That's pretty cool, honey. I'm glad that you're here tonight. And
Thank
listen, I always say we don't get to the other side of rock bottom without hitting it first. So let's rewind for a minute. What did your life look like before recovery? Let's go back, let's say early years, say growing up to about 10. What was life like?
So, it was filled with a lot of moving and filled with a lot of yelling. Um, really, my home life wasn't the best. I always was like at other people's houses or kind of doing what I wanted. Um, but so that's whenever I started drinking was like 12.
Okay.
So it was just sips of beer after school, like sneaking it before our parents got home. Um, by the time I was headed into ninth grade, I was partying pretty hard. My dad was diagnosed with a rare brain tumor. Only about 3% people got it. Like my eighth grade going into my freshman year, like at the end of my eighth grade year. So we like dealt with his surgery, like going into that summer, and then it was really unstable already. So like this, just the diagnosis shattered whatever what was left.
Right. Okay. So you were about 16, 17 there, you said?
So that was going into freshman year. So that was like 14, 15.
14, 15. Okay. All
Um,
right. So growing up until 14, and so it was kind of a lot of yelling and stuff, a lot of tumultuous type stuff.
yeah, like no one really loved each other. Everyone kind of just fought and yelled, and it was kind of like there's some good memories. Like I'm not trying to say like I was really like taken care of. Like we were fed, I had a home, like, but it was just lack of I mean, not really lack of, it's just the cycle, like the generational cycle, right? Um, both of my parents were in the Air Force and they both came from military backgrounds. So just very military.
Enough said. Enough said. My best friend was retired Air Force. She was the first female flight instructor for the Air Force.
That's
Back
amazing.
70s. Yeah. So I know. So that was pretty cool.
Women
So
can do anything.
I get that strict. That had to be pretty rigid for you, huh?
Yes. And I hate authority. I still hate authority now.
So it
Shocker.
sounds like your dad's diagnosis might kind of have been a little bit of a turning point for you about that
Yes.
time. Okay,
Yes.
you tell me about that.
And I also got, that was when I first got sexually assaulted too. So I ran away for 2 weeks. No one even noticed. Stole my mom's credit card. Like that's how like latchkey kid I was. Like especially with she was at the hospital every night. Like it was a lot. And my sister just had a kid. She was a 19-year-old having a baby. So a kid having a kid. My dad being sick. It was just so much on my family. And then I ran away, and then I ended up getting sexually assaulted by some older man, probably in his like 30s, 40s, um, while I was in my sleep. So that was probably the biggest, on top of everything with my dad, and then that, and my family, and just, I was already so angry and sad. And I mean, I was still happy, fun. Like there were still parts of myself, that trickled, but I was also like a bully and like not a really good person too.
Right. So
But
what's
then
up?
I was also really kind and thought of other people. So it was kind of like a scale, I am a Libra, so that would
Yeah, yeah.
make
So
sense.
what substances were you using?
So I tried ecstasy, I started drinking, I was put on muscle relaxers for my back pain. And then I was drinking heavily on the weekends. I'm smart, like I have my master's degree now, but learning has always been hard for me. I'm dyslexic and ADHD and maybe a little autistic. That one's not diagnosed, but the other two are. Um, and it was just hard. So I graduated early so I could sell drugs in high school. So I like graduated a semester early and I started selling drugs and being able to party more. Um, and then once I was 18, I've tried like cocaine, hallucinogens, pretty much anything. Like someone gave me heroin saying it was dabs, so, like a lot of lies and people telling me I'm smoking pot, but there was crack in it. Like, so I tried a lot of things that I didn't want to try, but I would try at least anything twice. So like
Right.
down the road, I tried it again because like why not? Like I already did it once. So it was it was kind of I was always like partying and like being wild or like sneaking out. Like when I was 12 and I was like just taking sips, we like started a gang and like went spray painting around the city. Like so we were always just kind of like the bad kids. I was the kid that the parents did not want you to hang out with.
But let me ask you this. Do you attribute any one thing or a combination of things leading into your addiction? I also noticed you said something about the generational curse of it too. Did your parents deal with addiction?
So yes, my grandma was in rehab. My dad, when he would drink, he would become really angry and abusive. Um, but I didn't really see him drink much whenever I was alive. So I'm the youngest of three. So whenever, like, at the beginning of their relationship, his drinking was bad. Um, Drinking, like, partying is pretty heavy in my family. They're big Steelers fans. They love to drink. They love to party. I always thought, I remember asking my mom one day why she smoked cigarettes, and she's like, because it eases my stress. So then I'm in there getting stressed. I'm trying to smoke cigarettes, like, and then I idolized my family, like I thought they were the best thing in the world. And then once you realize reality, like, oh, everyone's just like people trying their best. No one really knows what to do, but everyone's masking themselves with beer on the weekends. Um, so my family's kind of been heavy on the drinking side for sure.
So that was just a norm for you then.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So let me ask you this. How long did drugs and alcohol affect you? How long was your active addiction?
I've been struggling. Like, I got arrested with pot in high school. So then I had to do AA and community service. And then I failed a drug test and I had to do more AA and community service and then go inpatient to IOP. And that was like when I was 19, I went inpatient, 18, 19. And then I just kept on using after that. It honestly made it worse, like after my first treatment. And I would just drink and party and then get drugged or lied to and ended up in situations I never wanted to happen. And it was a cycle of sexual assault, unsafe sex, and a whole lot of shame I didn't know how to process. So then I was just doing more wild things, like lots of wild things. And by like 21, my dad passed away. And the VA that took him home neglected him. They stopped cleaning his sleep apnea machine for months. He was breathing in mold combined with cigarettes. He chain smoked, and the depression, he never escaped. So he just really didn't stand a chance, like his body like broke down. He was a brilliant man, but he was really wronged in his life. So his depression was really heavy. And when someone tells you over and over again how much they want to die, especially someone like your parent, it really starts to twist how you see yourself. Like, I felt like I wasn't good enough to make him want to live. And I like cocaine and alcohol were my like two. Like, I spiraled really bad. And then I ended up getting married by 22 to the guy I was dating whenever my dad died. We were like dating for 6 months and then we got engaged and then we were married by like the next July. We were really toxic. I was really toxic. I was abusive. I caused pain because I was in pain. I added more shame to my story, so. And then there's so much more I could go into: the drug dealing, nightmare roommates, sugar daddies, violent relationships, job trauma, sexual assault, physical abuse. But for now, I'll say this: by the time I was 26, I was drinking about a fifth of vodka a day, sometimes more, binging for days, not eating. And then cocaine always found me, even though I always tried to quit it. I could never quit it. Like, I, it would find me at a bar. It would find me in a different state. It would always end up in my lap. But I was 27 when I finally got sober, and I'll be 30 in September.
So let me ask you this, sweetheart. We've got much more in a later episode to dive into because you've got my curiosity piqued. Trust me. What was your rock bottom moment? The moment that you finally said, this shit's got to change.
2022 was the year I decided I wanted better. My friends kind of pulled me aside. They told me how worried they were about me because, I'm just like nonchalantly telling them how I woke up and my tire was shredded, and I don't remember it being shredded, and I don't remember driving home, and like just drinking, just doing wild stuff. I told them, they like told me I need to quit drinking. And I told them if I stopped drinking, my husband at the time would leave me. The truth is, he should have left me a long time ago. We brought the absolute worst out in each other, drug, drinking, abuse. I quit drinking March of 2022. In April, he left me for the bar manager at our favorite spot. Just like that, I was left with mortgage, the truck, 6 animals, and a whole pile of pain. I relapsed really hard. I got an OWI. That should have scared me straight, but it didn't. It pushed me deeper. I ended up drinking and driving again, wrecking my other vehicle. Luckily, I didn't get arrested, or I ended up driving the vehicle home and sleeping in my driveway. By the grace of God and the universe and whatever anyone believes in, I did not kill anyone with my drinking and driving. I really wanted to get clean, but I kept failing. So like 2 weeks sober, 2 weeks been drinking. It was like a brutal cycle, filled with more sexual assault and abuse. And then November 9th came, 2022. I attended a court mandated meeting for my OWI. I was showed up drunk. It was like an 11 a.m. meeting on a Wednesday. Like drunker than a skunk, still drinking from the night before. It was an online IOP group. Instead of kicking me out, the facilitator, Miss Evie, kept me in the room. After the class, she asked me to stay. She didn't shame me. She actually saw me. I told her I wanted to die, and I meant it. I wasn't eating. My animals weren't eating. I couldn't hold down a job. I was reeling from fresh trauma, like I said before, physical and sexual abuse. And she called for a welfare check, or I called one on myself. It's a little blurry. She either convinced me to call one on myself, or she called one in. I can't really remember that clear. But I checked myself into the hospital. The cops showed up my house, and they called an ambulance. After I woke up and I sobered up, my roommate at the time, who was absolutely a nightmare, showed up to pick me up. And then that next date, November 10th, 2022, my mom, my stepdad, and my best friend Kat showed up at my door, like all missed work, because they heard about like me being in the hospital and me trying to kill myself, or like wanting to kill myself, and just kind of being a mess. And they begged me to go into treatment. We sat down, we planned out what we were going to do with my 6 animals, how we were going to get that to happen. I didn't have insurance at the time. So on November 11th, 2022, which I really like because it's 22, which is double 11 anyways, I went into treatment. And that's whenever I changed my whole life.
Okay, you started a detox?
Luckily, like that day, I was just really drinking. Like I didn't get the shakes. I didn't have, my vitals were amazing. Like, so I didn't have to start in detox, but I got to see other people detox. And that is also something I learned, that I need to learn from other people's mistakes, because if I'm going to learn it all, I need to learn from everybody.
Right, that's
Not
right.
just the
Yeah.
treatment people, but everyone that also is within treatment.
Right. So let me ask you this: what scared you the most in the early sobriety? The thought of getting sober. What was your thoughts?
I didn't think that I would be my true self, because I was like always the most drunkest, the wildest, I didn't know who I could be without drinking and partying. And it was really hard for me to wrap my head around that I could be the person I am today, which I love the person I am today. So I'm very happy that I took the leap and decided to heal myself rather than keep on masking my pain.
Okay. So not every day is rainbow and sunshine, right? It's just, what keeps you going on the days when it's storming like hell?
My family, for sure. And family can also be like friends, because I definitely see my family as friends too. My animals and my support. So luckily I found her helping Evolve Recovery, and I go I want to go to more meetings, but life is so busy being a business owner and working and trying to do everything on top of holding a household together and trying to keep your peace and adding self-care. And so I don't make it too much, but I do volunteer a lot with them. But I do love their meetings. Like if I really need one, I know I can hop on there and know I'll
Right.
be like supported with like-minded women that are non-judgmental.
That's a key. That's a key because, they say connection is the opposite of addiction, right? And because at least I know for me, my addiction thrived in isolation, right? Just shut out the world. But it's beautiful to have the support that you do today. So when did it finally hit you that you're going, oh man, I'm doing this. I got this today, right? 24 hours at a time, but for today, I'm doing this.
It's like honestly, every day I feel like that, right? Like every day I wake up, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm doing it. I'm on the other side. But really, I don't know. It just like, you count your month and then you're like, okay, I'm at my 60 days. And then you're like, okay, I'm at my 90 days. And I'm like, why do I want to go back to that life? Like I was a bartender, so I quit my job. I scraped myself from all my past life. I changed my phone number. I did like all the things that you're supposed to do to like get away from your past life. And I switched careers. I ended up moving to Louisville within my first year of sobriety. And I guess I did get into a relationship, but it worked out really well because we're married now. But yeah, so I got into a relationship with a guy, which you're not supposed to do in early sobriety, which I really do recommend because when I was trying like in March through my first divorce, I tried to get into like the rebound mode and got into a relationship, and it was absolutely horrible. Like they were like, come on, I just want to see you drink one time. And then it was like, I just want to use cocaine with you one time. And then I was back down, worse than ever I was. So it really is important to make sure if you do date, that they are someone who will help hold you accountable and not take you back down into addiction.
Correct.
And those people are really hard to find.
I also like what you said about in no uncertain terms, people, places, and things. Your whole life had to change, right? Your phone number, your employment. I mean, that's how
I mean,
you
I filed bankruptcy. I left that house. Like I got sexually assaulted in that house after right after my divorce by a coworker who ended up feeding me a bunch of shrooms while I was on a date with a girl, and ended up sexually assaulting me, and my roommate walked in, and then yeah. So I didn't want to be in that house. I didn't even want, I left like dressers in my bed there. Like I just wanted to forget everything and start over. And I literally started from a plastic dresser, my bed on the floor, a new bed off of Amazon. Like I started out with nothing, and now I have a home and a garden and just things that I never thought I really would be living. Like I compost and I'm like really environmentally friendly, and I love that so much because I love the environment and Mother Earth. So
well,
it's
talk to me a little about what life looks like today now, because you said you're married now, right? Any children?
no children,
No
just
children.
fur babies. Yes, 3 dogs
Right.
and a cat.
Okay. What do you do for work?
So I have my business, Abbey Does It. On top of that, I have some potential business leads coming up with helping Evolve Recovery, CRC, Pause Cause, and then substitute teaching. Right now I have a part-time job. I'm a community living support worker. Sadly, she goes back to school next week. I love her so much. I have such an amazing time with her. Like, I am blessed to have this job. Um, but I took it because I was a substance abuse counselor, and it was honestly the worst job I've ever had in my life. Not my patients. I loved my patients, but the company. So I learned a lot about the medical field, and it really opened up my eyes. So I left that job in April, right before I got married, and took a leap of faith, got this part-time job, and I was trying to work on my business, Abbey Does It, but it's not picking up like I hope it would, but it's okay. I have so many other amazing opportunities that I know, like, I can keep my Abbey Does It open, and if something happens from it, it does, and it's meant to be. But if not, I'm not gonna sit and wait and not seek out these beautiful opportunities that I have to help other people and actually get paid for it, because I'm doing a lot of free work.
There
A
you
lot
go.
of free
There
work.
you go.
So
You pay for your
you
experience
have to get
today,
paid for your work. Sadly.
right? Listen, kid, man, what growth. What growth. That's absolutely beautiful. So let me ask you this. What's ahead for you?
I just accepted the Secretary of Board for CRC Paws Cause. They help people get into treatment by fostering their animals. We're currently at an intake freeze because we just need a lot more to grow. We need more fosters. We need a better facility. So we're all working on those things to get that. And then I hope employment with Helping Evolve Recovery, because I love them so much, and that would just be a dream. And then I love volunteer work, so I'm always volunteering. I do hospice health, LMAS, which is the animal shelter, Helping Evolve Recovery, and then open door community outreach for anyone who really needs me. So I really want to work on motivational speaking, life coaching, and then resource guidance. Those are like my top things that I really want to do with my life. So I'm hoping that's what's next.
What would you say your purpose is today?
My purpose is today is to just let people know that it's okay to ask for help, to use the resources around you, to not feel like you can't like let go of your ego, and to help people be more open-minded and to love one another. That's my goal and my purpose.
That's beautiful, my friend. And I always ask this before we close out. What does the other side of rock bottom mean to you?
The other side of rock bottom means I'm not 6 feet under. It means I'm choosing myself. It means I get to live and see the butterflies dance and feel the sun soak in my skin. I get to be grateful, kind, and happy. I get to be sad, disappointed, and angry, but I choose to turn that pain into purpose. And that's what the other side of rock bottom means to me.
Abbey, thank you. Truly.
Thank you.
Listen, kids, your proof miracles happen one day at a time. Actually, 1,000 days, and you are a beacon of hope to anybody who thinks that they can't do it. You did, you are, and I'm so damn proud of you. To anybody that's listening tonight, wherever you're at on your journey, please remember you're not broken beyond repair. There is life waiting for you too on the other side of rock bottom. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to the other side of rock bottom on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Until next time, keep showing up, keep healing, and keep believing you are worthy of recovery. Abbey, my friend, thank you so much, honey. Till next time, because we got another one to do.
Are you terrified to face tomorrow? Some mornings feel impossible. But even in the darkest moments, hope is closer than you think. You're not alone. there's hope. Written by Kathy Simmons, a certified recovery coach, Welcome to Recovery is your powerful guide to reclaiming your life. With real stories, practical tools, and compassionate insight, this book lights the way, one page at a time. Whether you're beginning, recommitting, or supporting someone through recovery, find hope, clarity, and strength within these pages. Step into your new chapter. Welcome to Recovery. Take the first step. Get your copy of Welcome to Recovery today and begin your journey to hope.